Hi everyone, in English 050. This video is sort of a continuation of the last video that we had about finding sources and figuring out what good sources are. This one's going to teach you how to format your works cited entries. And to see what a works cited entry looks like, let's look at this thing right here. This is that example paper I have posted on Blackboard for you. If you up here is the actual paper, and then if you scroll down to the very bottom down here, the very last page, you should see a page that says Works Cited. Now, if you remember from the last unit that we did, the OTC review, you started by working on in-text citations. This is sort of a continuation of that, and I said that we would be working on works cited entries in this one, and we're getting to it now. Basically, the works cited entries just function so that your your reader can go find extra information about your sources. And if you if you Google any of these are all actual online publications that you can find that I looked at whenever I was writing the example paper here. Okay, so this video is basically going to teach you how to do that. So you have already seen these. There's a couple things I want to show you to kind of help you get started. Okay, first, some of you may have heard of this called NightCite, and this will help you kind of format your works cited entries. I'm fine if you want to use this, and this is a fine resource to kind of help you, but I will give you a couple hints if you decide to use it. First, you have to be sure that you're set over here in MLA. The default's MLA, but they also have APA in Chicago, so make sure you don't click on those. You also have to go in and select what type of source it is. So let's say that we want to do a website document. Okay, so you have to go in and fill this out, and I mean you have to fill it out perfectly. You can't leave anything, you can't uncapitalize names, because when it does it, it will not capitalize them for you. You have to do it yourself. The same thing if you decide to use I'll make this a little bigger here. If you decide to use the references function through Microsoft Word, first you have to be sure and make sure that the default is correct. So this is here, MLA 7th edition, and again, you have to go in and do it perfectly. I personally think it's actually more trouble than it's worth. Because sometimes it still doesn't format things correctly, and it's just not quite what you want. It never seems to turn out right. Anytime I have students that use this, it never seems to turn out right. So if you want to use it, you can, and I know some people like it. I'm personally not a fan of it, but that's kind of up to you. That's your decision. Okay, so let's go in and look at this. This is the Purdue OWL. This is linked through resources on Blackboard. This is a really nice, handy kind of source that you can use, and the nice thing is it gives you examples of what you'll be doing. Okay, so for most of you, I'm guessing that you're going to be using electronic sources, and I'm also guessing that most of you will be citing a specific page on a website. Okay, so for example, to continue this Occupy Wall Street theme that I keep using for some reason, even though it's kind of dead in the water, I found this little article with some YouTube videos embedded in it, and then let's say that I was going to use this for my paper, my research summary. Okay, so what you have here, you have to kind of read very carefully here, and I think that's why some people get frustrated with it. Okay, so page on a website. We clicked on the, I'm going to show you how to do this really quick. You go to, actually I'm just going to go all the way back out and show you how to do it. Okay, so if you go to the Purdue OWL, you're right here, go to MLA Guide, and then you just sort of works cited page, and then obviously this is an electronic source, so you click there. And then if you scroll down here to a page on a website. Now, let's talk about the difference between an entire website and a page on a website. Okay. So this is my source here. If I was going to cite the whole page of the New York Times, and that includes every article, I've looked through every article, I would use that one. I'm not doing that. I'm just citing this page. Even if all three of my sources are from the New York Times, I would cite them all three separately as a different page. So you want to be sure and find that. Okay. Make sure you make that distinction there. Okay, so for an individual page on a website, list the author or alias if known. Okay, well I bet I can find that. Yep, I can. It's by Jennifer Preston. Okay, so when I go to make my works cited page, we're gonna go here. You always want to do the author author's last name, and then the first name, just like that. Okay, so I've got that. I got that down. Now, I want to note something here. In the individual one that they show you here, you notice that there's no author. It just skips straight here to the title. That is because this one might not have an author. And this is like the only time in MLA I will tell you this. If it doesn't have an author, you just skip it and go straight to the title. That's why in your in-text citations, sometimes you'll have an author name, sometimes you'll have a title name. Okay, so author or alias of known, followed by information covered for the entire websites. Okay, so this gets a little confusing, so I'm going to kind of go over this here really quick. This right here is the actual page of just the website. Now that would be this. That would be this title right here. Not the New York Times, the title of the specific article that you're citing. So I would have social media gives Wall Street protests a global reach. Okay, so that's what I need to put next. So I got my period in quotes there. Social media. Oh, I already forgot the title. This is not good. Social media gives Wall Street protests a global reach. Okay. Okay. That goes in quotes, because remember, smaller works go in quotes, larger works go in italics. Okay, so let's look what I need next. This thing that says eHow right here, that's going to be the name of the website that I found it on. That's going to be like the larger work that I found it within. So that's going to be New York Times. Okay, go back here. Lots of flipping in this video. Sorry about that. Okay, so I got that. Let's see what comes next. Next thing we've got is this thing that says Demand Media. This is going to be your publisher, like whoever published it. Okay, go all the way down to the very bottom. That needs to go away. There we go. You'll always have this kind of thing. It'll have your copyright. It'll have the year. It's usually the current year, and then whatever follows that is going to be your publisher. If you're doing, like, most of the time it'll be like New York Times Company, Seattle Post Company, whatever. For CNN, it's the Turner Broadcasting Company. So you always just have to scroll down to the very, very bottom and look. Okay, so on this one, it's the New York Times Company. So let's go back here. Let's take it out of italics. I need to look at something here. And honestly, I still have to look up the proper punctuation. Okay, on that one, it is just a period. Okay. That's a comma. The next thing that comes is the date that you accessed it. So right here it says no date. This says ND for no date. That means on this specific web page they didn't have one. I wouldn't suggest using something that you can't find the web page on, or can't find not the web page, the date on it. So we see right here that it's published October 15th in 2011. Okay, so let's go back here. So remember in MLA, the date's always the day first, October 2011. Okay, so we got that in there. Now let's flip back here. The next thing, it says web right here. This is going to be your medium of publication. It's typically either web or print. I'm guessing for most of yours, it's going to be web. So we would just type period and then web, another period, and then I'm going to show you this last thing here. That's going to be our date access. That's just going to be the date that you found it. So for today, it would be for November 2013. So go here for November 2013, period. Okay. So one last minor thing, I suggest doing this at the very end. So type out all of your works cited entries here, and then go, like, so if I would have more, I would type those all out. Go in here, put your cursor on the second line there, click the little paragraph, this little tab thing here, go to special, go to hanging, click OK, and it scoots it over there for you. So that's how you would format that one. Most of you are probably going to follow like a similar format. What I'm going to have you do this week is, for your discussion board, you're going to go in and post these. for the sources that you found. I'm actually going to give you until Friday this week to get this up, because I know this might take you a little bit if you're still finding sources. So I'm kind of changing it up this time. You can have until Friday to get your sources in. And then I'm going to comment, like give you some feedback, that kind of thing. Make sure that you've got the right idea here. So you will be kind of posting those a little bit early, so you can kind of see how you need to do it. Most of you should end up following this kind of very specific formula. If you have any questions or anything, please don't hesitate to email me or send me a message in the open forum, and I'll get back to you. So I'll see you guys later. Have a great day, okay? Bye.